Hey everybody! Let's continue on with this Bible reading. Yeah, I need to start finding new con artists to make videos about, because it feels like I'm making the same video over and over again with Peter Popoff, and I know some people enjoy that, but I think I can make things a little more interesting. But speaking of interesting, Genesis 26, Isaac and Abimelech. Now there was a famine in the land, besides the previous famine in Abraham's time. Not that famine, another famine, a new famine. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, in Gerar. Gerar. The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Live in the land where I tell you to live." "Do what I say, boy." "Stay in this land for a while, and I will be with you and will bless you. For to you and your descendants I will give all these lands, and will confirm the oath I swore to your father Abraham. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky." Impossible. That many people would not fit on earth. "And will give them all these lands, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed, because Abraham obeyed me and did everything I required of him, keeping my commandments, my decrees, and my instructions, and even did the jerky things I told him to do." So Isaac stayed in Gerar. Oh, and Isaac did some jerky things in this too. Oh no, I'm thinking of, is Isaac the one who stole his brother's, No, that's Jacob and Esau. Never mind. Isaac didn't do anything jerky. Okay, let's see. When the men of that place asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister." Oh, there's the jerky thing that Abraham did, because he was afraid to say, "She is my wife," except she was his sister, so that's awkward. He thought, "The men of this place might kill me on account of Rebekah, because she is beautiful." He didn't really think much of the people of that town. When Isaac had been there a long time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked down from a window and saw Isaac caressing his wife Rebekah. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She is really your wife." Oh, wait a minute. This is what Isaac's doing. He's just copying Abraham. That's lame. Bad writing. So people say this book is written well. It's really not. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She is really your wife." So that was his cousin, I think. Anyway, whatever. "Why did you say she is my sister?" Isaac answered him, "Because I thought I might lose my life on account of her." On account of her? More like on account of them. Then Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the men might well have slept with your wife." Why? What if she didn't want to? No, that didn't mean anything back then. "And you would have brought guilt upon us." It would have been guilt upon them if she wasn't anyone's wife and they had raped her. So Abimelech gave orders to all the people, "Anyone who harms this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." Isaac planted crops in the land, and the same year reaped 100-fold, because the Lord blessed him. What, he reaped 100 times more than he planted? I don't know. The man became rich. What, from planting crops? Okay. And his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. Oh. So he became rich, and it kept growing until he was very rich. Okay. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistines envied him. So all the wells that his... And he didn't say anyone who... Oh, no, he said anyone who harms this man or his wife. Okay. He covered that base. So all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the time of his father Abraham, the Philistines stopped up, filling them with earth. Then Abimelech said to Isaac, "Move away from us. You have become too powerful for us." So Isaac moved away from there and encamped in the valley of Gerar, where he settled. Wait, wasn't he told to live where he settled, though? Anyway, Isaac reopened the wells that had been dug in the time of his father Abraham. Yes, we know his father is Abraham. You don't have to keep telling us that. which the Philistines had stopped up after Abraham died, and he gave them the same names his father had given them. Well, yeah, because they're the same wells. Why would you name, I don't know, I guess you would name wells. Isaac's servants dug in the valley and discovered a well of fresh water there. But the herders of Gerar quarreled, they quarreled with those of Isaac and said, "The water is ours." In other words, there was like a huge brawl and some slaves probably got killed. But who cares about them? So he named the wall Esek because they disputed with him. Okay, and there's a, let's mark that C. Esek means dispute. Why don't you name it mine or something? Because they disputed with him. Oh yeah, then they dug another well, but they quarreled over that one also. So he named it Sitna. Let's see, what's that? What's that? Means opposition. He moved on from there and dug another well, and no one quarreled over it. He named it Rehoboth. Means room. Okay, because it was a room, saying, "Now the Lord has given us room, and we will flourish in the land." From there he went up to Beersheba, which means beer of Sheba. That night the Lord appeared to him and said, "I am the God of your father Abraham." How did he appear to him? I know in the Old Testament Yahweh pretty much has a body, but then the Christians say he doesn't, so how would he appear to him? Who knows? "Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you and increase the number of your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham." Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord. This is boring. There he pitched his tent. Oh, we don't want to know about that. And there his servants dug a well. What did they name that one? What did they name it? He named every other well. Meanwhile, Abimelech had come to him from Gerar with Ahuzath, it's hard to say, his personal advisor, and Phicol, the commander of his forces. Isaac asked them, "Why have you come to me, since you are hostile to me and sent me away?" Do people really talk like that? Probably not. They answered, "We saw clearly that the Lord was with you, so we said, there ought to be a sworn agreement between us." I should have thought of that in the first place. "Between us and you, let us make a treaty with you that you will do us no harm, just as we did not harm you, but always treated you well and sent you away peacefully." Yeah, peacefully. But he said they were hostile. That's not really all that peaceful. "And now you are blessed by the Lord." Isaac then made a feast for them, and they ate and drank. Early the next morning the men swore an oath to each other. Then Isaac sent them on their way, and they went away peacefully. It seems to me that when a person is rich, basically they have a whole lot of people doing things for them, and that's what richness is. That day Isaac's servants came and told him about the well they had dug. They said, We've found water." He called it Sheba, which means oath or seven. Those are very different things. And to this day the name of the town has been Beersheba. Well, to that day, thousands of years ago. When Esau was 40 years old, he married Judith, daughter of Beeri the Hittite. Oh, it wasn't his sister or cousin? Uh-oh. And also Basima, daughter of Elon the Hittite, because, marriage is between one man and two women. They were a source of grief to Isaac and Rebekah. Really? Why? Oh, probably because they weren't related to him. Times were strange back then. Oh wait, Beersheba can mean well of the oath and well of seven. Again, very different things. So maybe they should get that straight. There we go, that's Genesis 26. See you next time.